Hello, and welcome to episode number 37 of the TEW WWE Challenge Run. This is the SmackDown go-home show for the month of July, week 4, as we finalise the build to the One Night Stand pay-per-view this Sunday. Without any further ado, let's jump straight into the show. We start in a weird position. We start in Gorilla with Miz and Morrison ahead of Morrison's going out for a match with Drew Gulak. And Morrison says he wasn't the one that ran over Daniel Bryan, and he knows why Gulak would think that it was him. He's an honest man, if nothing else, and he's telling the truth. But Gulak did piss him off last week when he slapped him in the face, so he's going to beat him tonight, and then he wants Gulak to bring a friend, if he can find one, with him at One Night Stand, and face Miz and Morrison in a tag team match. So, yeah, Morrison insisting he wasn't the man who ran over Daniel Bryan 3 weeks ago, and he says, if you don't believe me, Gulak, you pissed me off when you slapped me in the face. Come to One Night Stand with a friend, and me and Miz will shut you up after I do so tonight. That's the opening match. It gets a 70. Gulak loses to John Morrison in 8:44 for Starship Pain. 54 for Gulak, 68 for Jomo, 70 for the match, which is better than what they both scored individually, so that's fine. After the match, though, Miz Morrison continues to assault Drew Gulak, and then Chad Gable comes out for the back and he makes the save, fighting off Miz and Morrison. So it appears Drew Gulak may have found his friend, who will be teaming with him against Miz and Morrison at One Night Stand. Backstage segment, Jeff Hardy confronts Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. He says he got Roode's message loud and clear last week, when he laid out Tyler Breeze with the DDT and then shouted that would be him. He says this isn't about Ziggler right now. If he's as glorious as he thinks he is, he'll beat Jeff Hardy this Sunday at One Night Stand. Roode says he's been looking for a reason to make One Night Stand glorious, and Jeff just gave him that reason. So originally this was going to be Jeff and Dolph again, but it's not anymore because they have the shit chemistry warning, so it's now Dolph and Robert Roode. Not Dolph and Robert Roode, Jeff Hardy and Robert Roode. James Storms defeats a jobber guy called Gary Harris, who we have absolutely never seen on this television show before. He's no one we've ever seen before that I'm using to job. Don't listen to the dirt sheets. James Storm defeats him with an 8-second ride. Storm gets a 48, jobber guy gets a 49. And yeah, nice win for Storm. New Day cut a promo backstage. They say they took offense to what Cynthia said about them last week. They don't make a mockery of tag team wrestling, because they are one of, if not the greatest tag team of this generation. But because they like to have fun, that fact is often overlooked, the fact they are an 8-time tag team champions. Well, at One Night Stand, Gerardo and Metalik will learn the hard way that when that bell rings, just how serious they are. So they are kind of right, like, she's like, oh, just like Kalisto and the Lucha House Party, you make a mockery of tag team wrestling, and they're like, well, bitch, we've won 8 titles. We're the longest reigning tag champions of all time. How can we really make that much of a mockery of wrestling if we're the GOAT? And at One Night Stand, we're going to put your boys down yet again. Well, actually, no, that'd be the first time, because there was Kalisto and Metalik at Judgment Day. Anyway, we then switch to Friday Night Dynamite Down, as we have another 8-man tag, well, 8-woman tag in this case. The team of Sonya Deville, Lacey Evans, Dakota Kai, and Raquel Gonzalez defeat Shotzi Blackheart, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, and Nikki Cross. And Dakota scores the pinfall over Nikki with a scorpion kick. Lacey gets a 40, 50 for Sonya, 35 for Raquel. 56 is what Dakota is scoring when she's not getting penalised by the chemistry, which is interesting. 50 for Naomi, 33 for Shotzi, 44 for Nikki, 57 for Alexa. So yeah, that's a 56. Because there is sort of all sorts of storylines interwoven here. You've got Alexa, of course, Alexa and Nikki, Dakota and Raquel. Sonya, of course, is still feuding with Alexa. Lacey's sort of in a feud with the Forgotten Sons and GX with Shotzi, and then Naomi beat Lacey because of Shotzi's help, so they sort of aligned for a week. So it was all sort of interwoven. It did actually make sense to do, and it was the heel team that was victorious here tonight. And 93, Kayla interviews Roman Reigns, and he doesn't normally get 93s, but that's because he's joined by Mustafa Ali and, more importantly, Otis. She informs them that if they win the 6-man tag team match tonight against Dabba-Kato, Obakanu, and Tucker, the other members of the Hoss House will be banned from ringside on One Night Stand. Roman says he will put them all down tonight, but it doesn't matter if they're One Night Stand or not, because he will take the Universal Championship. Believe that. And Otis is like, oh yeah! And they won't make it to One Night Stand even if they do lose here tonight, because they won't be able to walk after Otis and Ali have finished with Dabba-Kato and Obakanu earlier on in the show. Okay, and then Ali's like, yeah, hack that, follow the light, whatever he'd say, whatever his catchphrase is. The advertised match from last week, Sasha and Bayley against 2 members of J-Flow. They defeat the team of Mina and Tam. Sasha pins Mina. Sasha gets a 63, 62 for Bayley, 35 for Tam, 33 for Mina. So in fact, this combination of J-Flow, at least, and maybe not the whole faction because we haven't seen all the combinations, but these two, Mina and Tam together, could not outperform Sasha and Bayley in the ring here tonight. Here is the 6-man tag. Gets a bloody good rating. I believe this is the main event, but I'm conflicted as to whether it actually is, because I'm only 6 minutes in. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, never mind. I know what the main event is. But yeah, because a 72, it's Roman, Otis, and Ali defeating the Hoss House, Tucker, Dabba-Kato, and Obakanu. And Otis, it says, with the Caterpillar, but he would get his first pinfall victory with that World's Strongest Slam that Mark Henry blessed on him. 66 for Ali, 62 for Otis, 83 for Roman, 26 for both Kanu and Kato, and 54 for Tucker. And with that victory, these 3 will not be able to get involved in the last man standing match at One Night Stand. This is the main event. Well, the promo before the main event. Sammy and Shinsuke come to the ring. Cesaro makes his entrance. He congratulates Shinsuke on successfully getting Sammy to play along with his little game. You have to remember something. Shinsuke wasn't Cesaro's only friend. Hell, he wasn't even Cesaro's oldest friend here on SmackDown. The good thing about having multiple friends is you always have someone to go with you to the bar. And out comes Sheamus. And we're going to get a one-night-only bar reunion here on SmackDown. Match gets a fucking 82. Can I get an 82B? Sheamus and Cesaro defeat Nakamura and Zayn. Sheamus pins Sami Zayn with a bro kick. He gets a 68. 77 for Cesaro and a 74 for Sami and for Shinsuke. Then Kelly gets into the ring after the match with the one-night-only reunited bar. She interviews them after their win. Sheamus says he's always here to have his friend Tony's back. And he knows that so Tony will always have Cesaro's back, or Sheamus's back, should he ever want something from him. And this is what I hate about TEW, because normally in real life they do these subtle things that the audience is expected to just pick up on without actually paying attention to it. But I can't do that, because I have to mention stuff on here so to make sure the message gets put across, because otherwise I can't say, oh, he did that one time, when no one else paid attention to it and we didn't mention it, but people spotted it. So he would tap him on the shoulder twice, like, yeah, you've got my back, right, friend? If I ever need anything from you, you'll always be there for me. But as he taps him, he sort of taps the IC title. And he's like, good luck on Sunday, fella. And he leaves ahead of the real main event. £1.5 million or dollars flushed before my very eyes as Goldberg headbutts his locker room door and he storms to the ring. He says that at Judgment Day, Roman Reigns beat him fair and square. On that night, make no mistake about it, Goldberg was next. But as for The Fiend, he knows he's holding a grudge from when he got beat at Super Showdown, and make no mistake about it, that wasn't a fluke. Goldberg doesn't fluke wins. So at One Night Stand, The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, once more, you're... The Fiend appears behind Goldberg, believe it or not, because he is only, I can see Jumper Bray on my screen, so I forgot to change the character over. And, of course, the lights are all red, so Goldberg knows he's here. And he turns around. The Fiend goes to put the claw on him, but he fights it out. He fights off like only Goldberg can. He pushes the Fiend back and he lays him out with a spear. Fiend gets up and he gets laid up with another spear. And then Goldberg sort of goes, yeah! And he gets him up in position for a jackhammer. The very finish of their match at Super Showdown. And as he gets him up and as he goes to fall down, the lights go off. And when they come back on, the Fiend is gone. And he's laughing at Goldberg at the show. I guess it's an 82, the very best pay-per-view show we've ever done in this save. Can I get an 82B? And of course, what matters more is what you thought of the show, so do let me know what you thought in the comments below. And I'll see you for episode 38, which will be Great Balls of Fire for the Raw brand. See you then.